The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Bull Bear Binary Option Hour. Brought to you by Nadex. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, Tom and Tommy O'Brien.
Good morning, everybody. Tom and Tommy O'Brien. Markets positive again. Dow up 95 points. S&P's positive by 10. Nasdaq positive by 25. Kicking the morning off right where we started the year. And good morning, Tom.
Well, Tom, how you doing?
I'm doing well, man. So we had quite a little market yesterday in terms of Dow down over 100 at one point and quite a little rebound. Still ended in some negative territory. S&P breaking the 6-day acceleration it had to the upside. But, man, we bounced right back, didn't miss a beat.
Like nothing.
Like nothing.
You know what I mean? And when we were on yesterday morning, I really didn't think it was going to go. I mean, you know, the bottom line, seriously, man.
I have to chuckle, right? You know? I mean, why not? Yeah.
It's like, oh, my God. You got to be kidding me, man.
It does not miss a beat. Nothing can keep this market down.
It seems it. It absolutely seems it. You know, when we get over to those bond markets, we look at that bond market, you know, yesterday it got to higher price. It got to lower price. It rejected it.
Yes.
You know, we'll see how this shakes out today, you know, because it was ready to dive off that cliff, and it's still right at the cliff. That's the bottom line. You know, it's laying right at that cliff, and we'll see if, in fact, it's going to get up and over it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pretty amazing.
No, it is.
Let's go over to our man, Mr. Kevin Hinks at TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim. And, folks, if you haven't test drove that platform yet, come over to our website at TFNN. You'll see the banner on the top or the side. You can hit the banner. Bring up the platform, let you trade with paper money. And, of course, if you are a client right now, we're talking Market Drive. We're talking Miami. We are talking next Saturday, which is right around the corner. It's a beautiful thing. Kevin Hinks, what's going on?
Good morning, Tom. Good morning, Tommy. Looking forward to being in South Beach a week from Saturday, January 20th at the Market Drive. We'll have all the TD Ameritrade people there. Big crowd going.
You got the A-team coming. It's a beautiful thing.
Right.
Man.
Miami's going to be rocking.
It is South Florida in January.
Right?
Exactly. Exactly. It's perfect, man.
When they asked for volunteers for that trip, Kevin, what was the room look like? Did all the hands stay down? No, they
yeah, it was one of those. It was all in. Let's put it that way. It was yes. There's no lack of participation in this one.
Well, it's perfect, man. We get some beautiful weather. It might be a little cool this weekend, but man, cool is only in context because 65,
Your definition of cool, Tommy, is different than mine.
65, 70 degrees. That's what I was going to say, man. Get ready for it. It's awesome.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. No, that's very nice. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, and it's going to be some great education, folks. So if you are a client, yep.
Here's my question to you, Tom O'Brien.
Yes.
How in the world do these bonds shake off this PPI number that came out? They were looking for up 0.2.
Yep.
Right? The prices came in down 0.1, so no inflation, and the bonds still don't rally.
I know. Listen, man, they're teetering on jumping the cliff. There's no doubt about that. The thing that I look at and also kind of like is the aspect that, you know, everyone figures that this is it. And we know that if you look at the last 7 years, every time this happens, that everyone figures it's not.
Higher rates, man. Higher rates, right? No, maybe, exactly. No, for sure.
It's amazing. I mean, and I was on that side. Listen, right. I remember, you know, the last time I was short bonds was maybe 5 years ago or something. And I was convinced, man, hey, listen, man, this has to go up. There's, you know, it's just totally, technically it was there, fundamentally it was there. And it's like, guess what, man? I gave up after like 7 months. So it's like, you know, since that point, it's like when I see this, Kevin, it's like, okay, man, well, prove it to me first. And you know,
right. Well, like I said, if you're long bonds on a day like today where you get that PPI number, that's got to be extremely disappointing. for anyone
Right.
long bonds here, in terms of long bond futures, that you didn't get a move. You got a small rally, but never made it positive on the day. And now, the 30-year bond future is down 7 ticks. The 10-year down looks like 2.5 ticks.
And can you imagine if that number came in, Kevin, at like 0.3%, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what this does, guys, this lowers expectations for tomorrow's CPI. Right now, all the expectations, the consensus now only up 0.1 for consumer price index. So that's going to be another different number. Remember, it was last month's CPI that really disappointed and caused a pretty strong bond rally.
Yeah, and this is a unique time. I mean, things are never different in the marketplace, but they're definitely unique at certain points. And there's no doubt, because of what we've been through the last 10 years, this is definitely unique. I mean, because the reality is that, if these things start moving, there's going to be a lot of changes inside the marketplace. That the index is getting slammed again this morning. That, you're down a half a penny right now.
Yeah,
500
the dollar
ticks.
Extremely weak.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
and this is going to be an interesting trade. And what does a weak dollar do, Tom? Puts a bid in gold, puts a bid in a lot of the commodities, right?
Natural gas rocking this morning, up like 10 pennies in the last hour and a half. You have natural gas inventories, but for sure, those commodity markets, yeah.
Yeah, and the cool thing is, I mean, I'm kind of prejudiced to that commodity market, but we haven't had a good commodity run for since like almost 2002 or something. Do you know what I mean? So it looks to me like this thing is priming. If it's priming, man, we're gonna have some fun the next year and a half.
Right, exactly right. And hey, you guys, don't sleep on my WASD number tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock.
Okay, nice.
World Agriculture Supply and Demand Estimate. So you'll get a nice little trade in the grains if you're interested.
That's a big one.
And that is a big one, because these grains, man, they we'll find out if they can get off those lows, man. But when you look at it, they seem to be the only ones that haven't, right? Crude oil is smoking, right? Gold held up. That could have dove off the cliff in December. Natural gas is trying to do something. But and of course, copper led the deal. When you look at copper. So
right. Copper, very indicative of a expanding world economy, right? And home building, frankly.
Right. Oh, yeah. Listen, that's right, Kevin. I was broadcasting from there yesterday, the biggest home building convention there is. They have it in Orlando one year and then Las Vegas the next, right? And only 55,000 builders were here. 55,000. Wow. And guess what? They had the pay to get in is from $400 to $600, even when you're a member. Isn't that insane?
Wow.
Yeah. It was pretty intense. I walked it 6 hours just to get a feel of what is happening, and believe me, you get the gist of it. It's happening in a big way. People are worried about interest rates, that's for sure, but the reality is that people are busy no matter where you are in the whole country. The whole country's freaking busy, man. So
it certainly seems that way, that's for sure. I mean, housing in many ways, Tom, has led this market higher, and it's one of the sectors that's been as strong as anything.
Right, and we were talking Lanai yesterday. Look what happened. Lanai, opened yesterday at 66. You're trading 69.55 today. Yeah. And monster volume. Took a swing out with volume. You get buyers.
That'd be a big bullish engulfing, right? Look at that. It opens lower, and it kind of engulfs the previous 5 days as it trades higher on yesterday, and then it gaps open today. Pretty cool chart on that Lennar.
We were talking about Lennar yesterday on Morning Trade Live, and I'll tell you, when the numbers came out and the stock sold off, I was like, they made $1.29 a share. Versus $1.05 a year before, and they beat on revenues. The only issue was the expectations were high. And they may be too high, and that's what we may be setting ourselves up for here in this fourth quarter earnings report, is expectations.
And the most wonderful time of the year.
There it is.
Totally. Right here, folks, 45 minutes from now, swim lessons, folks. Check it out, TFNN.com, hit Tiger TV. Kevin, thanks so much. Look forward to the show.
Thanks, Kevin. Take care, man.
Service Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.
Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionics, oil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. We take your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, everybody. Tom and Tommy O'Brien. Markets kind of hanging at where they are. 86 points positive on the Dow. S&P's positive by 8. NASDAQ positive by 20. All markets kind of right around 0.3% positive, which is interesting. You've seen a little divergence usually in the markets, whether it's the NASDAQ, the S&P, the Dow. They're all kind of just up 0.3%, kind of hanging up there.
Yeah, that is intriguing, isn't it? Look
Yeah.
at that. Yeah. A little bit different. You know, we were just talking that the housing there. If you do go over a KB, let's say KBH, we look at this little baby KB Homes. This is up 10% today.
Oh boy.
$3, 3.24. Let's see what they had to say.
They have earnings? No, something.
Yeah,
There
yeah,
you go.
they
It's
did.
the best time of the year. Earnings, rocking and rolling.
Exactly. KB Home rose 4 point. Well, it's up 10%. The orders increased 2% year over year to 2,296 versus the average estimate of 1.6. So they're
It was a 1.6 decline. Just
yeah, wow.
There you go.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
That's intense. Orders increased 14% in the first 5 weeks of 2018.
That's
Check that
remarkable,
out.
man.
That's pretty
That is.
crazy. Let's see. Credit Suisse. All these analysts are up in the stock price too.
Yeah, so they had,
That's
I
what
guess,
that-
earnings per share 84 cents, beat the consensus of 70 cents due to better than expected EBIT margin. Yeah, it looks like almost every metric up there is exceeded expectations.
Yeah, pretty amazing.
Pretty remarkable.
It's,
And that's a $3.2 billion company. That's quite a number to get a 10% jump in your market cap when you're dealing with billions of dollars of market cap.
No doubt.
No doubt.
So, hey, Bitcoin.
I was
listened to
waiting.
you.
Let's talk some crypto,
Yeah,
man. We had a
on
big
the,
night last
update.
night. South Korea
Holy
putting a little
cow.
volatility into all the markets, talking about potentially banning cryptocurrencies and talking about maybe a bill that they could pass. And I'm sure there's numerous ways that they could try and crack down on that, whether it's exchanges and so forth. But yeah, you have your chart up there right now. So it's last night at about 7 o'clock at night. The news started to break. You saw Bitcoin right at about 15,000. In the span of almost 4 hours, it goes from 15,000 to below 13,000.
Man.
I know, right? And what's remarkable is that, I saw it. I'm going to jump over to the Nadex platform. So I was out for dinner last night, get home at around 10 o'clock. And turn on the TV. Of course, Bloomberg's on the TV from the morning, right? And so immediately, and I don't like to usually immerse myself so completely, but I couldn't help it. What's flashing across the breaking news is that South Korea is going to ban. And I said, oh man, I had to pull up the chart, and it's remarkable even what happened from that time. So I'm pulling up the chart. I just wanted to see at about 10 o'clock where we were. Let's see. Yeah, so we had gotten most of the acceleration, even 14.2. But even then, I was saying, well, geez, it's funny. I say we got most of it at 10 o'clock. We were at that 1 bar. So this is remarkable. I have to just check myself. So I'm looking. These are 5-minute bars we're looking at, and this bar at 10:05, it goes from 14.1 to 13.7. So you're talking about a $400 drop just in that 5 minutes. And so maybe that's as the news was out there, but as Bloomberg started to disseminate it more, maybe just news articles started appearing more in people's feeds, right? And man, what an acceleration. You still had $1,200 to the downside, but guess what's interesting? We're right back at that level where we were, which is what I was going to bring up. So the market kind of shaking it off, but you had Ethereum down as well. I'm jumping over. Let's take a look at Ethereum. Now I'm going to drill this down. It's a daily chart. We talked about we were at 1386 yesterday. We got all the way down to 1110. Talking about huge haircuts and back up to 1235. So it's not just the Bitcoin, as in, if you see all cryptos getting banned in South Korea, one of the biggest markets for cryptocurrencies, that is something that definitely is going to reverberate, and we've seen it. Yeah.
Amazing.
It is amazing, man.
The amazing number is the one that you had brought up yesterday, that how it closed out at the end of the year last year versus where it is
so
now.
Let's say, so we're talking about Ethereum, and we know there's opportunities in the smaller cryptos for huge percentage moves because they're just so small. But when you think about Bitcoin, it's remarkable with the market cap how much it moves, and then Ethereum's right behind its second market cap, and you're talking about it's already on everyone's radar. Second biggest one closes out 2017 at about let's get the exact price. Closes 2017 at 759.03. And in the span of, you're talking about 10 days, it's up to almost 1,400. 100% appreciation in Ethereum. Just remarkable, man. Remarkable. Nothing else to say. Yeah.
It is. And folks, as you're over at our website at TFNN, you'll see the Nadex banner. Hit the banner, bring up the demo account, because, they have these spreads in the Bitcoin. If you really
I only laugh. I was literally about to jump off my couch and start trading some Bitcoins when I saw that news come out. I said, no. Don't get too excited, Because, it's just so volatile both ways. It really is.
It is. There's no doubt.
It is. And it kind of proves it where, you saw that dive, but man, what a rebound, You're talking about last night at about 11 o'clock Eastern time was about the lows. Lows at about 12.8, call it, somewhere around there, floated around there for the span of about an hour, starts climbing at about almost midnight, and from there we're up $1,400. Just remarkable, man. So let's jump over. Thursdays, natural gas, right? It's always fun when you get some serious movement ahead of the inventories, and man, we've definitely had that. So we'll pull it up. We're going into natural gas. We're going to look at the spreads. Let's start it off with the 11 a.m. So natural gas right now trading at 301, and check out this chart. So as of last night at about midnight, we're down at about 289. From there, we're about 12 pennies higher, and it's been quite a run upside. Even since about 6:30 a.m., we're at 292. Talking about a 10-penny run, in the last 4 hours. Huge move in natural gas. Okay, so here are our 11 a.m. spreads. Let's just see what these set up as. So we're going to have an opportunity here. Now, these get set at about 9 o'clock. So that's why they're going to line up somewhat well, because at 9 o'clock, we're pretty close to where we were. At 9 o'clock, we were trading right at about 301, 3. So these spreads are going to give us an option to have a floor and a ceiling at 3. We're only a penny and a half away from that. So it would have a little bit of value to the upside in there, intrinsic value, penny and a half to the upside. So our positive spread, the bullish spread, is going to be the one that's going to be a little bit more expensive because you have that $15 of value in there. So it looks like the positive one, it's going to cost us about $20. And if we're trading the negative one from 3 down to 280, that's going to be the one that's all premium, no intrinsic value in there, and that's going to be about $8. So you're looking about 28 cents or $28 away from 3. But the thing to keep in mind here is that, you know, if you're somewhat bullish, you only have to make up this $8 of premium you're paying to the downside to get break even. You know, so you're getting it at almost 318, 319, and you only got to get to 3018 versus 3. You know, you only got to get to 3028. So call it 303, and you're at break even to the upside. 297.
Yes.
You're at break even to the downside. So those are the 11 a.m.s. Let's just jump around. Well, we got about a minute left into the break, and we got 4 minutes left until that news comes out. 12 o'clock's lining up the same way. $3 being our point. Now, check this out, right? Interesting. I mean, it's pretty close. You're not going to have to pay much for that extra hour. And we'll do this real quick as we pull it. So this one, we're getting it at 320. Is that right? You know what? This market's jumping around on the offer right now. That's a big spread. We'll pull this up, but that's not accurate. This that bid is a little far. All right, we'll be right back with those natural gas numbers, folks. Come on back.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you, like it does me, call 1-855-750-4051 to find out what they can do for you. That's 1-855-750-4051. Call them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender. Hi folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get 'em, folks.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video, giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Tom and Tommy O'Brien. You got markets hanging in the positive territory, and man, you got natural gas rocking in positive territory. So I saw those numbers. It has stockpiles decreasing by 359 billion cubic feet, a record, and I believe the estimate I saw up there was something like a decrease of 329 billion cubic feet. So quite a dramatic fall in inventories, and even more than they expected, which was a big number. And just to jump over to the chart, you're seeing a little bit of a bump, nothing too insane just yet, but we went from about 3015 where we were starting that. We're up about 3 pennies, pulling back a bit from there. And again, as we were going over those trades, it was going to cost us somewhere around $28 to $30. So you're talking about 3 pennies away from $3 for your break even. And so getting a little bit of an appreciation. I see you have those numbers up there.
Yeah, and you know, it would seem that you get a bigger pop than that, right? I mean, if this is the biggest draw ever, it's like, really?
Just in that the expectation I saw was a decline of 329, so maybe 329 would have been the biggest ever too. You know, they might have been already expecting a record decline in the inventories. But either way, huge number, I agree. And when you consider that it's a huge number and it exceeds an expectation that was already a huge number, right? I mean, that's a big expectation for a decline of 329 BCF. So we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
You know, there's a story out here. So this is pretty cool. You know, when we talk Bitcoin, if we go over to that Bitcoin trust, right? So the Bitcoin, let's see. No, this isn't it. 1 second. Sure. Bitcoin. There it is. Bitcoin Investment Trust. Yeah. Now, we've talked about this before. This is the
GBTC. There we go.
Now, what this is, folks, is that it's a unit investment trust, and you can see that the premium's still 43%. Okay, it fluctuates dramatically. We've seen it as high as 100%. I don't remember seeing it a long time under 40. You know, I remember the first call I got in, it was like 15, 20%, and then once it spiked, it like stays there, right? All right, it's been big. Let's put it that way. Well, what the story is that when the CME started trading in the futures and the CBOE, the ETF market, that's what this story is about.
Okay.
There were a lot of ETF sponsors that went and when it's the fast track for the SEC to get, you know, ETFs
approval. Yes.
Yeah. So what happened yesterday, folks, is that the SEC slammed the brakes on.
Yeah.
Which they, you know, the market itself thought that, yeah, when more ETFs come out, they'll trade more, which would make sense, right? But the regulator's concern, okay, includes the safety of trying to frequently trade ETFs to potentially illiquid assets and whether the funds can accurately value when prices for the digital coins are all over the map and with people in knowledge. What this is, what's intriguing here is that because I would say of this other unit investment trust, they know that when they said yes to that, they know that this thing isn't trading at what it's supposed to be trading
and
at.
It's got to be kind of turning their heads a little bit to say, why is everybody still buying this when it's a 50% premium to the underlying assets that it's supposed to represent? So saying the market isn't even behaving normally, and that should send fear. You know, anybody who has some knowledge of how things work, and unfortunately there are many market participants that don't, and that's what they're probably hopefully factoring in and saying, man, we're opening this up. That's not how ETFs are supposed to react. You know, they're supposed to be, and there's always the disclaimer. You've heard it a million times. If you're listening to this show, you've watched CNBC, you've watched Bloomberg, you've seen all the ads. Every disclaimer, right, may not reflect the underlying assets that they try, whatever, you know, and it's. But guess what? They're pretty close. I mean, even the spies have that type of a disclaimer because they try. That's their goal, but they can't guarantee that they're going to be there. But with something that isn't as volatile as Bitcoin, they do a pretty good job with sophisticated financial instruments of staying right next to where they're supposed to be. But that's not the case with what's going on.
No, that's right.
Yeah.
And if I went back in my trading career, I bet I didn't even understand that in the first 3 to 4 years. Is that dramatic? Do you know what I'm saying?
If I wasn't here doing this show right now and somebody showed me that Bitcoin Investment Trust and I read what they said they were going to do, I said, this is great. I can buy it in a regulated fashion, and it's going to mimic Bitcoin. And nobody shows me the fund premium net asset value. I mean, how many people really go over a fund premium net asset value?
Right.
Yeah, I think we all understand that, and it's good to see that they're putting that brakes on, because you know it's one thing opening yourself up to volatility in cryptocurrencies, which you're already doing, but it's another thing completely when you just open yourself up to unknown risks.
Insanity.
Yeah, you know, it's just that's.
You wouldn't go to the store and buy a loaf of bread if you knew that it was 40% over what everyone else is selling, like right next door.
Especially if you were just buying that loaf of bread to sell it tomorrow at a higher price.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean, right? I mean, that's what, you know, you're buying it to sell it at a higher price. And meanwhile, the person selling it to you is saying, by the way, this loaf of bread is 40% higher than, you know, it should be.
Yeah.
But guess what? You might be able to sell it to somebody else tomorrow for 50% more than it should be. And that's the game going on, right?
It is the game.
Yeah.
It is the. Let's go take a look at those bonds for a second. So today, you know, it looks to me like these bonds, they're trying to basically get out of this low. It'll be intriguing to see if they can do it. We're flat right now on the 10. Yeah, they haven't given enough information yet, but they don't have far to go to get in, you know, at 112, 122.31. Yeah, 12 ticks. And you're making it yourself, you know, back inside a range, not the larger range. You'd have to go up into 123.27, which is almost a full point to get back in the range they broke out of.
Yeah.
But they haven't jumped off the cliff yet. That's the bottom line.
How about the euro today? Did you see that with the ECB concerns out there and the euro kind of spiking? Some big action starting at about 7:30 in the morning.
I did. So let's pull that up.
Oh,
okay.
definitely.
Look at that. Yeah, that euro wants higher price, man. Yep. Wow. So we're at 120, and that's why that, you know, the dollar's getting hammered there.
Yeah, so the euro spikes in the Boone slide after unexpected hawkish ECB minutes see gradual guidance shift. And so that was what kind of putting some oomph. Draghi didn't tell the full story. ECB members had a chat about the QE forward guidance in December. They're even getting ready to tweak it early this year. May take on, you know, so that's the minutes coming out. And that putting some serious acceleration into that euro for sure.
And, you know, the theory is that our Fed has started raising the rates. Well, that's factually true.
Sure.
Way before them. And if, in fact, they start raising those rates, that euro will go to the moon. You know?
And that's part of what you're seeing, I think, in the dollar being down 500 ticks is that euro, of course. Yeah.
And this dollar, folks, has huge volume. We already done 16,800 contracts. And that type of contract volume gets done sometimes per day. Like if we just go, the third, it did 17,000 all day. The fourth, it did 15,000. The fifth, it did 13. And we already did 16,000 today. So this is going into a swing point that has 19,000. You know, we can do that. Yeah, I know. Exactly. Yeah. Pretty wild, man. And just the market in general, man. I mean, Sherwin-Williams, this whole green paint, man's a trip. No doubt. Well, as I'm saying that, what's happened? We come back, Tom. We got to go over to the NQs. Someone hit the NQs again.
Okay.
This is wild.
We'll see what. Where is it?
Stay right there, folks. We're coming right back.
NQ's negative. What's going on?
Oh, my God. It's the end of the world. Stay right there, folks. Tommy and I are coming right back.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's Nadex.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. No matter what kind of trader you are, 2018 is a great time to try out a subscription to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report. Whether you just plan on diversifying your portfolio with some exposure to gold and gold mining equities, or you're a gold bull that sees 2018 as the year of commodities, now is a great time to sign up for the Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his Gold Report every Monday morning before the market opens and covers a variety of topics, including gold, silver, platinum, copper, the XAU and HUI, the dollar, bonds, South African rand, as well as more than 20 of the most actively traded mining equities. Start your 2018 off with a bang and sign up for the Gold Report today. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. For all the details and to start your subscription right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find the Gold Report under Investment Newsletters. If you haven't tried David White's weekly investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, then this month is your perfect opportunity. On January 17th at 5 p.m., Dave will be hosting a special subscriber webinar where he'll be presenting on the newest feature in his newsletter, short-term sector charts that work on both the madness and wisdom of crowds. Join Dave on January 17th as he describes the method he uses to recognize these signals on a sector-by-sector basis, and as he discusses how he used this new tool to buy the gold miners in their seemingly darkest hour in December. And all new subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. If you're a trader scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity, then now is a great time to sign up for the Technology Insider. For all the information and for details on Dave's subscriber event taking place January 17th, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, everybody. Tom and Tommy O'Brien. So, yeah, that NASDAQ kind of hanging right around. But before we jump into that, if we could just jump back to natural gas real quick, because, man, the tides have turned. We were at 301.5 before the news, spiked up to 305, and from there, we're now under $3. So quite a reversal there in terms of 6 pennies, back under $3. It's always remarkable to follow these inventory numbers on how the first move is not always the move that carries the most weight.
Amazing.
It is.
It absolutely is amazing,
It is.
no doubt. Let's go to Andrew in Tampa. Hey, Andrew, what's going on?
Hey, how's it going? Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning,
Hey,
Andrew.
man. Thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. Appreciate it.
Sure. Hey, I was looking at silver. I've been in it, and I actually just jumped in a little more this morning, and part of it is just the disconnect between silver, the dollar. I see gold rallying. Something to be on the lookout for silver there?
So let's take a look at it. You got, as Andrew's saying, the dollar's down 500 ticks. Silver's not moving at all. You actually have it down 7 pennies. $16.97 right now, 96 cents. And they actually slammed it. This is pretty wild. Look at that sell down, man. Holy cow.
Yeah,
at
look at
10.20.
that bar right there, the volume.
Right. Wow. So are you looking to buy in the future market, in the equity market, the SLV? What are you looking at?
Yeah, I use the SLV as the trading vehicle.
Okay. So the SLV, bottom line is that, that slam down, they couldn't hold it down. But intraday, that can get tested, man. That's quite a sell down. You're coming into some strength, going back to, the 29th. That's 1592. We hit 1591. It won't have more volume, so that could be like a test, rejection of lower price. What I would do, I would actually go in the gold market before the silver market. That's a personal choice that I have, Andrew. I just don't like trading either that silver contract or even the SLV, because silver just moves like so dramatically, where I think gold, not that anything you can basically get consistent on, but gold's a lot more consistent. You know what I'm saying? It actually is. But if you're going to buy it today, what you'd be looking for is that you'd be looking by the end of the day that it actually did have a rejection of lower price and the volume was dramatically lower. Now, at this point, it looks like it's going to be. But I wouldn't bite until you make sure that that's the case. Let me just look at a few of the silver. Let me look at a couple of silver stocks. We got Pan American Silver. That's up 20 cents. You got Hecla. Oh, Hecla's up nice. That's up 28 cents. That must have come out with numbers. Yeah, they come out with numbers. AG. That's up too. You know, you get.
I mean, it seems just that just caught me off guard with the disconnect between the silver stocks and gold and the dollar and everything. But I guess I'll see if it retests that downdraft from earlier this morning.
Yeah, totally. Cooking, brother.
All right. Thank you, guys. Have a good day.
Thanks so much for the call, Andrew. Take care, man.
Great one.
Bye.
Have a safe one.
So I hate to jump back into the crypto world, but you can't do it. So other news just kind of breaking around 9 a.m., I think it was. So Ripple, I'll pull this over, surging after teaming up with MoneyGram on cryptocurrency-enabled payments. So it seems like MoneyGram, based in Dallas, Texas, will use XRP, which is Ripple's, basically Ripple, to speed up and reduce the cost of transferring money through Ripple's payment network XRapid, which is the XRP. And to jump over and see what that did, so here's an hourly chart we're looking at, and at about 9 a.m., we were trading about 168. From there, we're up above $2 already. Quite a run. And even I'm just going to drill this down to even a 5-minute chart to check it out. Yeah, quite a run it had, starting at about 9:15 this morning. Trade up to 225. Now, to put things in context, though, putting this on a daily, we're still far off the highs that we had on January 3rd, up to 330. So, just remarkable. And then that's where, you see Ripple being one of the ones that has some financial backers. It's going to be something that they might try and use to expedite financial payments.
Right.
But still, you have something like 60 billion Ripple outstanding, with another 40 billion to come to market. There might be, I think, 100 billion Ripple in existence once it's there, as opposed to Bitcoin, which I think is capped out at around 21 million. They're all arbitrary numbers at this point, as in what's the difference between one Ripple being worth $2 versus being worth $1? I don't know.
It's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing that the movement and all of these, and I suspect the people that really understand them, meaning just when you're talking about the people that own Ripple, saying, man, this is great. We know how many are out here. We know how many we're going to print in the future. Well, they do know how.
Yes.
It's unlimited in Ripple, right?
No, it's not. I don't believe it's unlimited, but it's something like 100 billion maybe the cap, and it's something where there's already 60-some billion, and when they launched it, already the insiders control something like 60% of that 60 billion outstanding. So they, you can create your own cryptocurrency, and you don't have to offer it all to the public, right? You create a cryptocurrency. If we create the next Bitcoin, we just keep 80% of it for ourselves. We put the 20% out to market. And so it's kind of what happened with Ripple. And then that they've already announced, I believe, that there's going to be another billion being put out to market each month, I believe.
Yeah, so it's like a stock. If we put out Tiger, right? We hold 80, you put it out. That's intriguing, man.
Yeah,
Holy
you issue
cow.
another billion shares every month, and people just keep buying it. Yeah, so that's where it seems like Ripple, with the financial backers it has, will be around, okay?
Yeah.
But if there's 100 billion of them out there, what is each one going to be worth? Just keep that in mind. Just, it doesn't mean that because it's going to have staying power that, the Hyatt made it $3.30 is a bargain, because it has actual value. Even if it is something that has tremendous value, which I think it's starting to look like that Ripple may. You have some big financial backers. You're seeing deals already getting done, and the point is that they're, it's going to be used to transfer money globally faster, cheaper, and it makes sense, right? When you think about our global payment system it costs so much money to send money overseas. It takes long time in the terms of where we are technology-wise. And things
and
are
the MoneyGram's a big deal. I believe MoneyGram is Western Union, right? I think that's MoneyGram.
I'm not sure, only because it doesn't say that right off the bat. Weren't they just mentioned? Somebody was thinking about.
Oh, here it is. No, this is. I think it's different. Let's see. Yeah, I got it. MoneyGram International. Let's see. So it provides payment service to consumers business through network of agents. Yeah, I know it's a different company.
That's it. I think somebody else was. Can you pull up their chart? I think somebody else was just. Yeah, somebody else was just considering buying them, and that's where the news broke on that early January that they were not going to be purchased, and that's where it tanked. Down from like 13 to 12, 11 overnight almost. On that news that they were not going to be bought by some. There was some fundamental news out there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've had some. Yeah, they've had. That's right. They didn't let someone buy them. That's what ended up happening. So the stock went from 1792 down to that 1143.
Look at that volume, man. Look at that volume in the past.
Right.
Yeah.
Huge.
Crazy.
Huge. Stay right there, folks. Tommy and I are coming right back. We have the Dow Industrials right now trading up 101. Nasdaq is trading up. Where is it?
20.
Up 19.
Yeah.
Yep. S&P's up 6.5. Gold's up $1.60.
Are China
We'll
A
be right
shares
back, folks.
hot or not? If you trade China A shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A Share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge, heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has put together the finest programming lineup each trading day, featuring some of the most knowledgeable and respected financial minds in the nation to educate traders and investors. On Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we broadcast 8 hours a day, starting at 9 a.m. as Larry Pesavento kicks us off with Trade What You See. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we broadcast 11 hours. Get an early and healthy start to your day as Nico and Paige bring you Living a Primal Lifestyle. Then catch Andy Hecht at 5 p.m. with the Commodities Hour, following the Tom O'Brien Show. Swim lessons from TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim is now at 11 a.m., followed by Basil Chapman at 12 noon. See the TFNN program lineup via the link on the front page of TFNN.com to get a complete overview of our TFNN shows and hosts. And keep TFNN's Tiger TV tuned in on your mobile device, PC, or Mac for the latest financial news and information throughout the broadcasting day. TFNN.com. Educating investors. Learn how to trade options with swim lessons. Brought to you by TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim. Next on TFNN.
Welcome back, everybody. Tom and Tommy O'Brien. So Dow up 108, or almost 0.5% now, 25,477. Pretty interesting. Only about 500 points from that 26,000 mark. As we talk about, as we just climb this market index, every 1,000 points is just going to be faster and faster, as it's not that big of a percentage move anymore. When you're talking about 1,000 points and you're trading at 26,000. Pretty remarkable.
Isn't that crazy? I know, man.
And just to finish up, we were talking about, so it was the U.S. blocking MoneyGram's sale to China's Ant Financial on national security concerns was what that was. Thanks to our man Z, and we'd look it up. So that was where MoneyGram kind of faced some January 2nd is when that, but they got good news today.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
And the S&Ps we hit 2759.50, and it's 2760 on the dot. That is the highs in the future. So this is going to be intriguing. I suspect we're going to go after them. That was the 9th.
We're going after them right now, man.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God, pretty amazing. No doubt about it.
So what else? Just wanted to mention our man David White. So he was covering for your show last night at 4 o'clock. Did a great job. He has an awesome webinar coming up on Wednesday, January 17th. He uses a bunch of short-term sector oscillator charts in his newsletter, Path of Least Resistance. Wednesday evening, he's going to be in there with his subscribers at 5 p.m. He's going to be talking about how he uses these charts, what he's looking at, how he incorporates them into his newsletter, and how it kind of had him looking at the gold miners maybe in December and what he's looking at. Should be a great webinar. Wednesday evening, right after your show at 5 o'clock. I encourage everybody to go over there, check it out. You can get a money-back guarantee. You can try out his Tech Insider. You get access to it as well. Should be a good time. Awesome, man. Well, thanks so much for the show. I know you're going to be back here live in studio this afternoon.
I'm jumping in the car
Drive safe, and we look forward to the show, man.
Have a great one, man. Have a safe one, folks.
You too, man. Love you. Okay, stay tuned, folks. Swim lessons, Basil Chapman. Great day programming at TFNN. Thanks so much.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.